Hello, Mr. Pierce, Hyde Pierce. I wanted to get on here and I wanted to say that I watched your interview. I guess it was about a month ago now, but I did watch it. The fact that you are a big star in Frasier is really quite remarkable, in my opinion. You'll have to forgive me if I didn't watch Frasier when it was on. I had, I think about halfway through, I had signed up for the Navy, so I had other obligations. I wasn't around. After I send you this video, it would be a great honor if you could sign a picture for me and then send it to me in my Instagram or whatever. I guess you use Instagram and not as much as Facebook. But I don't usually use well, let me just say I'm not on Instagram that much. But I can keep an eye on it. Your educational history is pretty good too. I mean, if you're going to school at Yale, if that's your alma mater, yeah, you must have been doing pretty good. I'm not going to. I would love to talk to you about some stuff. So, did you go to acting school, or how exactly did you get your first big break? I mean, working with a guy like Kelsey Grammer must have been a great honor, but you you get to work with him. Excuse me. You get to work with him. I did see some of the shows, some of these seasons. I mean, it started in the early 90s, but Kelsey Grammer, I guess it was a spinoff from Cheers. It's pretty amazing. He could have retired back then, but I guess he wasn't. I guess he wasn't ready yet. And they worked with the woman that played Lilith and the woman that played Diane, and they all made guest appearances on Frasier at some point. I was and then after that, he must have been into politics in real life because he made that Boss show, and been in several other things, crime shows. Down Periscope, I didn't even see that one. That was at the beginning, but he's even in a new one now. I don't know what it's called. But they brought in John Mahoney, who was he was great. And then of course your wife, Daphne or Jane Leaves. I always had a little crush on her, but I wanted to ask you something because I was always curious. When you and Kelsey Grammer were doing scenes, was everything on a um, was everything on a stage? Was everything naturally? Everything has to be written out, but when you're doing a script and you're actually walking around the city of Seattle, was that it didn't seem like that would be on a stage or on a set. If you're walking around the city, just walking, it seems to me that would actually be uh, walking around the city. I was always curious about that. The apartment was on a stage, and I'm assuming that the radio station was on a stage, and even maybe even the coffee shop. Although I will say, if I ever had a dream place, it would be either the house you were living in or his place, because they were very nice. But I'm doing okay now. I guess you're in New York. So was you seem to have everything that you want and are doing good now. The only other question about the show, which ran a long time, I still watch them sometimes. In the beginning the was the character Maris. Was she a made up person? Because I've tried to find out who that was, and there's no um, description really. Was it a made up character? And the times that you did get a glimpse of her, usually it was just like a shadow. The cruise ship episode would have been a good example of that. And there were other ones. There were lots of episodes I liked. But you're obviously a well rounded person. I don't know nothing about wine, and I don't know multiple languages. I'm sure you do. But I caught a glimpse of you in the Pirates of Pens play, and you were really good. It's one of the only sitcoms I remember where I mean you have to be a well-rounded person to be a therapist and all that stuff, but it seemed like when you were doing the interview, it seemed like that you were talking about the show and maybe Maris was a made up character, but it seemed like when you were talking about the show, within those first couple seasons, it seemed like you were um, and by the way, I tried watching The Perfect Host. I just couldn't get into it. I tried watching it. It just wasn't my kind of thing. But when you said that you needed help, with your speech and that, I was kind of curious about that because, well, it's like being a singer. I could never, there are professional singers I like, but I could never be a professional singer because my voice cracks. But when you were talking about in the interview, you were talking about voice dialogue and stuff. I found it very interesting because I'd have to check the dates, but you were in two other movies that I have. You were in Wolf with Jack Nicholson. I mean, playing a publicist opposite Jack Nicholson, that had to be pretty thrilling for you. I was impressed with the way you acted in those movies. And then you were in another one down the line, not too far down the line, but I have it too. Uh, Nixon, and your character was just great. And the guy that was in also in some episodes of Frasier, the guy that played Donnie, he was also in Nixon. He's in a lot of other stuff, but playing opposite of Jack Nicholson and Anthony Hopkins, that had to be something else for you. And then you got to know other people. It's not like you were on your own. If you were trying to shortchange yourself in any way, I didn't think it was necessary because when I watched you in Wolf, and then I watched you in Nixon, you were great. The guy that played Donnie, I had seen him in a lot of other things too, but Nixon was like a 3 hour movie. There were so many people in there. You didn't need to shortchange your stuff, shortchange yourself in any way. It really wasn't necessary. And the guy that played Daphne's brother, he went on to do another show, but I just wanted to say I thought you were great, not just in Frasier, but in those two movies. You were definitely great. I don't know what 2026 holds for you, but I wish you the best. I'm out of here. Talk to you later.